when you shoot an entire YouTube video and your microphone is broken. Hey everybody, Jace Allen here. Welcome back to the channel. So I released a couple videos here not too long ago. The latest one was this $299 parlor guitar. Sounds like a Canon. The title might be different for the one you saw because I did the title comparison tool. And partway through that video, my microphone cut out. The inlay around the outside, sort of that almost like a herringbone almost. I didn't think anything of it until I did the microphone video. So I did an actual video about this studio microphone, the Fine K688 dynamic microphone on the stand. Well, when I record these videos, I use a lapel microphone, old school style, wired, plugged into a digital audio recorder. This is a Zoom H1N. And the reason, so if you've ever seen a YouTube video where the person claps at the beginning of the video, what they're doing is they're creating, it's like the old clapper boards. If you've seen movies where they use the clapper board, clap. That's to sync up the audio with the video. So you have a moment in the audio where you see a peak on the wavelength, because there's a wavelength, visual wavelength of the audio. And so you take the audio from the camera, which sounds like this. Doesn't sound really great. It's camera's got its own microphone, but it's, the quality isn't great. So we use the lapel mic, close mic'd, sounds way better. And so you take the video and the audio from the camera, you import it into your editor, you take the audio from the Zoom, import it in there, line up those two wavelengths, and then mute the audio from the camera, and then you have good audio. So like I said, like towards the end of that parlor guitar video, the audio cut out. Didn't think anything of it. I thought maybe I bumped the cord or something. So then I shoot this whole video for the Fine microphone. Luckily, I was talking into the Fine mic most of the time during that video. So I didn't get any video. So when I imported the audio into the editor and started to go to edit, there was no visual wavelength. So no audio. It wasn't bad audio or staticky audio. There was nothing. So I took the microphone apart. It was this little guy here, just a little microphone. You can take it apart and everything. Well, one of the wires on the capsule had broke off. And so I took it upstairs, resoldered it, still didn't. I mean, it kind of worked, but it was real staticky. So I don't know if the soldering iron was too hot and it fried the capsule or whatever. But I had an extra lapel mic, so that's what I'm shooting this with. So shortly before Fine sent me the microphone, the folks at Xvive sent me this along with that Echo Man pedal that I reviewed. So this is the U6 compact wireless mic system. If you've seen other YouTubers, most of them have, the little square thing on their shirt, or some people put it on their hat or whatever. And that's a microphone. Sometimes they'll have a windscreen clipped to it. And so it's this is a wireless transmitter, works on 2.4 gigahertz. Bluetooth Wi-Fi. It's the same spectrum or whatever you call it as Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. And then you have a receiver. So you can clip this to your camera. It's even got a hot shoe mount. You clip it to the camera. And the cameras we use are just these, regular SLR, digital SLR is what we used to call them, but now they're just digital cameras. So you can clip that to the top. It's got a hot shoe on it. And then you connect the receiver to the camera. So then you can record without this wire that I keep tripping over directly into the camera. So when you import your video and audio into your timeline, you don't need to clap. You're not syncing the audio and the video up because it's already synced up. So like I said, the folks at Xvive sent this to me. So we're going to plug that in and see how it works. And then, hopefully, we won't have any more issues with sound. So like I said, this is a 2.4 gigahertz true diversity wireless system. And like I said, it operates on the same spectrum as Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So the possibilities of interference are there. They're not, depends on the situation. I've already used this, so I know that there is going to be some interference because I use this remote. If you see me look down a lot, it's because I have a screen here on my lap or my tablet, my iPad, where I can control the camera. Because I got the camera set on manual focus, and so I can make sure it's focused from here, and I can start and stop the camera from here, and I can set the ISO and the light and all that stuff from here. Problem is, the camera has its own Wi-Fi radio, I guess you could call it, and so the tablet connects to the camera through Wi-Fi. So when you plug the receiver in for the microphone and you're using this remote, you get interference. Unless you use a long mini cable to connect to the camera and keep it far away from the camera, which kind of defeats the purpose of having this be able to click onto the camera. So 3.5 millimeters, so mini jack, 1/8 inch. So there's an output from the receiver, mini output. So I could, use this with my wireless or my digital recorder if I wanted to. That's another solution to the interference problem. Okay, so both of these have built-in batteries, and there's a rubber door here on the side, and there's a USB, not C, this is USB, I don't know what it is, D, or if it says in here, but it comes with a cable to charge them with. It's a dual charging. It just says USB, but it's that goofy end on it. But they include it. It includes a fluffy windscreen and a clip for the transmitter, so you can clip it to your shirt or whatever, and then a power button. And there's 4 channels on both the receiver and the transmitter, so that you can, if you have interference, you can kind of, cycle between channels and hopefully, avoid the interference. And then there's a decibel switch on the receiver so that you can increase or decrease the amount of audio. Yeah, 3 receiver output level settings: 0 dB, -10, and -20. It's got a 90-foot range. It says less than 5 milliseconds latency, but you just split your audio from your video and nudge it over if you have latency. Omnidirectional microphone built into the transmitter, which is that there. High resolution 24-bit 48 kilohertz audio, and dynamic range is 100 decibels. Signal noise ratio 100 decibels. Transmitter frequency response 80 hertz to 20 hertz. Simultaneous broadcast on up to 4 channels. And it comes with a little pouch and then a couple small cables to plug it into your camera. So we're going to plug it in and see how it sounds. Okay, here we go. Got my lapel mic that I normally use, still plugged in and recording. And then, where is it? I've got the Xvive mic plugged in. I'm still running my remote thing here, so the the Wi-Fi radio is sending a signal out from the camera, and so that's on the 2.4 megahertz wireless, and then so is the receiver for the Xvive mic. So we'll see how this goes, if there's a lot of interference or not. So this is on channel 1. So we'll go through the channel. So this is channel 1, receiver plugged into the camera, sitting directly on top of the camera with the monitoring system still active. Okay, and here is channel 2 with the wireless system on top of the camera and the wireless monitoring system on the camera still active. Okay, and then here we're on channel 3 with the wireless receiver on the camera with the wireless monitoring system for the camera still active. And finally, here is channel 4, and I can already see that channel 4 is just killed my monitoring. Going to have severe interference, and this is with the receiver on the camera, you know, for the microphone, and the wireless monitoring system for the camera still sort of not really running. But anyway, okay, so let's see how that turned out. Okay, back to channel 1. Channel 1 seems to be working really well. You could see on channel 4, it disrupted my ability to control the camera with the, you know, this remote system because they're on the same spectrum. So it was probably using that channel or close to that channel. So I think that what I'll be able to do is I'll be able to tell if this remote system starts to lag or whatever, then that's a sign that, see, that's the thing. You know, there's no way to know if you're getting interference until you know, watch the video and edit the video. So you could record an entire video, and your camera or your sound could be cutting in and out like it did on channel 4, and you wouldn't know. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So sound quality, I think, sounds really good. So this is the Xvive microphone, and now we will switch to the lapel microphone. This is the lapel microphone on the Zoom H1N, and back to the Xvive microphone. So this is wireless. It sounds pretty good. I didn't really notice any visible lag in the, you know, so if we see how the sound, you know, I didn't nudge the sound at all for that. So hopefully it's synced up good. The lip sync seems to be fine. The audio is crisp. It's a little hot. You can adjust it down. I should probably adjust it back down to minus 20 dB. It's at minus 10 dB right now. So it seems like the microphone's pretty hot. You know, I don't know what the preamps are like in the Lumix as compared to the Zoom, because the Zoom, this is an audio interface digital recorder. I mean, that's what it's dedicated to, is audio, where the Lumix is dedicated to taking pictures. It's not really even dedicated to video. So you might notice a little bit more, you know, you might have to EQ the sound a little bit more coming from the Lumix. But the setup, I think, is going to be, you know, to be able to just clip the mic on. Everything's already set up on the camera. I don't have to make sure there's batteries in this thing. So yeah, so there you go. I think it sounds pretty good. It's the Xvive U6 compact wireless mic system. Thanks to Xvive for sending this over so that I can review it. And I'm going to keep using it for a while on my next few videos and see how they do. And if it works out for me, then I think I'm gonna switch to that permanently, so that I don't have to deal with all this extra gear. You know, making sure this has batteries in it, needing to plug that in. So I have to pull the card out of the camera and pull the video and audio off of that. I mean, it's together, and then I also have to plug in the external audio recorder, and so there's a lot more it's a lot more cumbersome, I guess, doing it separately. So as long as we don't have interference and things continue to sound good, then we'll use that. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. If you made it this far, you know, I know this doesn't have anything to do with guitars, but you know, it is helpful for my channel. I mean, obviously we want, you know, the vocals and everything for my talking to be as good as possible, and then, you know, also the guitars and things sounding as good as possible, and hopefully it'll streamline my workflow a little bit so that I can get videos out quicker. Anyway, there you go, a little bit of behind the scenes to J. Sal and guitar. So thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.